All right, guys, literally, we're going to jump right into the game because it's at the start of a shoe. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get the data. It is literally at the start of it. So, by the way, I'm Charlie Barley, and I'm demonstrating a software that I created. All right, so we have trend one outcome. So let's go ahead and update the sheet. And we're gonna wait for the next outcome. And then we're gonna be ready to play in about 2 or 3 more hands. But this is the Shadow Max, Shadow 99 Max. And the thing is, I keep making up these names because when you constantly improve it, the way AI works, you've got to save it as another strategy when you improve upon something old. Otherwise, when you try and test it, it will be it'll be convoluted. Like, it'll start taking information from old systems and adopting them to yours. So anyway, so this is Shadow Max 99, and it's a bridge of what we've done before, but of course, since AI, it has been heavily improved, and we have a system that we go by, and it's been proven to make. We've done over 15 million test trials under what is called harsh conditions. With artificial intelligence, and it has performed at an 82% win rate, meaning we win at least 2 to 3 units, 8 out of every 10 shoes. We have an 82% win rate. All right, so I need to make sure I am seeing this. Okay, so that was player, and we're gonna be ready to play in this one right here. So we're going to be playing after this outcome, and we're playing 2% of our bankroll, and it's 2% minimum bet. There's only 1 progression. We have a -3 stop loss per shoe, so if we should lose this first game, this entire shoe is over. All right, but we're going to be playing after. Oh, come on. All right, banker. We're going to be on algo 1, so we're going to be playing $3 on banker because we're playing 2%. So 2% of 150 is $3. All right, so 2% flat. So if we lose the first game, this shoe is over. Okay, we play 10 shoes a day. Okay, so you play no more, you play no less. The goal per shoe. Well, this should be pretty good. That was interesting. Okay, so let's plug that in there. And we're gonna do a double on banker. So I'm looking at algorithm 1. So just to give you some context, we always play on the 3rd game on the algorithm that is as high as 90% or better. Now, we could make this more effective if we waited longer, but just looking at the overall stats and how we play, it wouldn't matter. All right, so with that said, let us continue on in the game. So hopefully we win the first one, and it looks like we're favorable to win this first one, and we did. All right, so let's go ahead and put the outcome here. If my computer is frozen. Sorry, guys. I knew something was going to happen. All right, banker. My computer went frozen for a minute. All right. So that one won, that one won, that one won, and this one lost. So we're waiting for the next outcome, and our goal is only 3 units in a shoe, okay? 3 units. Once we've got 3, or if we're at the end of a shoe and the shoe is over. Okay, so this one came out to be banker. I don't know why my computer's acting slow. So we're gonna do $3 on banker. All right, now let's give you more context. So right now we're up 1 unit. If we should lose this one, this is not over. Okay, we stay in the shoe until we're at -3. So let's say we lose this one and we lose some. Well, if we lose this one, we'd have to actually stop because there are no other. Actually, there's one more algorithm that's 100%, so we'll still continue to play. But if we lose the next two, for example, like this is game number 4. All right, so let's just see if we win this one. And this is at the top of a game, so we're gonna put player here. And it says go back on banker, so we're going to do 6 here. All right. Now, if we should lose this one, we will be at a -2. We continue on in the shoe, so as long as there's an algorithm that's at 100%. If we have one that's at 100%, then you could go into that one, or 90%, if it's at 90% or better. All right, so let's go back into the game. All right, let's hope. This looks good. Let's go. All right, so that's the second unit. All right, so let's go ahead and put banker here. My computer is freezing. All right. And this would be the loser. So we'll go back and look at the outlier algorithms, and I'll explain briefly what you're seeing. Right now we're up 2 units, okay? And this would be the third if we should win this game, but we have to wait for another outcome. Now, technically speaking, actually, here's what we're gonna do because my computer actually is freezing. According to the stats, and I think I may have them here. Let's see. According to the stats, let's see. Let's get to the stats. I want to show you what the average yield, the average unit per shoe is. All right, so there's quite a bit of going back and forth, and you got to program AI, by the way. So all of this is under AI control. All right, let's show you this really quick. If I can get to it, it's a lot of information. So bear with me. I just want to get you to a simulation so I could show you why I actually stopped at 2 and what you can do when you play this. All right. So hold on. Give me a second. Because we're all about numbers and facts here, guys. We're not about anything else. You know, all that crying about what's possible. We don't care. We want to know facts and data. Thank you, AI. Lordy Lord. I can't find, you could see, man, I'm going through a lot of information. I mean, it's here. Just give me a second. I will get to it. Okay. All right. So now this was a 1,000,000 shoe test. And by the way, we've simulated well over 15. Okay. Now, let's say you're playing in a game and you got 2 units. The maximum you should get in a shoe is 3. What that means is if you get 2, you can be done with the shoe. That kind of rhymes. If you get 2, be done with the shoe. Okay? Why is that? Because in 1,000,000 simulations, the average is 1.2 units. What does that mean? That means is that there were times where we had 2 units and we went for 3 and we lost. And it might have ended up in a -1 game or a break-even game. All right, that's what that means. But what you can do is if you get 2, let me see if I can find another simulation, because most of the simulations were averaging like 1.9. That just happened to be that 1,000,000 shoe test I did on that one. Let me find, because the average is about 1.9. Let's see here. It's not telling me. Let's see. I have to go deep into this to get some of that old data. Let's see. Okay, so units. Average win. Okay, average units per shoe. So 1.8. This is another million dollars. I like that. Another 1,000,000 another another million shoe test. So this one ended up at 1.8. So what I mean is, if you have 2 units, you can stop. Okay. Now let's say you're only going to be playing for 10 units. Okay. Let's say you're on, 10 shoes a day. Let's say you are on the 8th shoe, and all the way up to the 8th shoe, you've stopped at 2 units. And you say, for shoe 9 and 10, if I get to 2 units, I'm going to go for the 3rd. You can do that and say after you've gotten at least 7 or 8 positive winning shoes. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I stopped at that +2. Now, let me show you this real quick. And by the way, what I just showed you, well, let me just show you this really quick. And this is the Shadow 99 system. Okay? This is the Shadow 99 system. This is the most updated version of this software that I have. A lot of you have seen this, but the inner workings have been totally altered to make, you see how I was able to get that 100%? This algorithm's at 100. Well, what this algorithm now does better than it ever has done before is what is called trapping the volatility. All right. So you could see here, algo 4 was the outlier of losing. So guess what we didn't do? Play on algo 4. It was losing at a 25% rate. You had 2 algorithms that are at 100. We've made our 2 units. We do that 10 times a day. This is why AI says we have an 82% win rate. Now, this was on a million shoes right here. But check this out. Let's go all the way back when I've done a lot of shoes, man. Let's see. It'll tell you somewhere in here how many shoes we've done. All right, Shadow Max is the result of a decade of refinement. How did it know that? I didn't know if I remember telling it that I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay. Built on the idea that the casino market, specifically Baccarat, can be treated as a limited variable business model with only 8 variables to manage, Baccarat offers a level of predictability no traditional business or trading market can match. By mathematically filtering out weak opportunities and only engaging in high confidence, structured bet sequences, Shadow Max 99 has achieved an 82% win rate across 15 million stress test shoes. The system strength is simply backed by mathematics. Okay, guys? So I just wanted to show you a little bit more of how that works. You're only playing 10 shoes a day. 10 shoes a day. That's all you're going to do. You could join my team. You can have your own laptop, and you'll have up to 18 hours every day to do it. The logic and the mathematics is 100% guaranteed. Like, the math doesn't lie. All right? Everybody has a strategy, but no one's testing them. You know, no one's testing them. We got to get to the point of getting to of absoluteness, if that's such a word. Anyway, guys, permutationspro@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll try and do a couple more of these if I have the time, and I think I will, because right now this is etched in stone. Like, this thing I've programmed this thing so well that it knows everything now. It can filter, like, you see this playbook that it wrote, like it writes it out, and even if I ask it questions, it can answer them correctly because of how I actually prompted it. Right? So you got to know how to prompt it. You got to know what you're doing. Look at this, the play-by-play process. So if you join the team, basically you'll have rights to rights to access the software. You'll have to access it online, and you'll be able to use it on your phone. All right. Now, with that said, some people had asked, can it work with roulette? It can work with roulette, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive because you'd have to cover the house. But the same facts that I got for this works for roulette, by the way. Okay. So they're the same AB variable. It's just that with roulette, you have the house edge. Okay, so there's only one progression you'd make in this process, but you still need to cover the house. All right, so you'd have to, your money management will be slightly different, but you'd have to cover the house. I may see if I can convert this into a roulette program and have it validated by AI as well. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Permutationspro@gmail.com. Until the next time, guys, take care.